Great to have you with us, and great to have Dado Valentic with me now. How are you, Dado?
Very good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, you're the man to tell us all about grading and 4K and DaVinci Resolve. So why don't you tell us a little bit, first of all, about where you're at and what you're doing?
Right, so I'm a colorist, you know, and like a few years ago, I opened one of the very early boutique companies in Soho called My Therapy. And ever since, we've been spearheading the technical developments in the area of color grading. We're well known for our color sciences. And you know, we worked on quite a few big projects. Like maybe last year, the biggest one was the Book of Exodus, or we won some kind of awards as well for some of the commercials with it. So basically, we kind of specialize on a high-end finishing and the best possible picture that we can get out of the digital cameras.
Superb. And the tools of choice for that?
For me, you know, I started with DaVinci many years ago, and then I kind of went away, and I came back to DaVinci once it became like a, Resolve that works on a Mac platform. And for several reasons. First, it's very flexible and has a very unique way of working with nodes, which is something that I really enjoy because it allows me to implement my color science in a very good way into the looks that I'm building. And simply, I have developed such a good relationship with a company that makes the system so that I'm able to get a development and a hardware implemented in such a good way that we are getting incredible performance out of our systems.
And you're here at the show doing a seminar later on looking specifically at grading for 4K.
That's right.
Which I know frightens some people, doesn't it? The post-production frightens me.
That's true. Basically, you see, the 4K cameras have been around for the last few years, so that's for sure. But the post was very difficult.
Yeah.
And even today, if you are to go in any of the big facilities in Soho and you mentioned that you want to finish in 4K, you'll find that it's not quite straightforward, and you'll see that the cost and effort is significant. So people were steering away from finishing things in 4K. However, us being My Therapy and being kind of somebody who's trying to innovate, we switched to full 4K grading in August 2012.
Okay.
And last year, we finished about 4 feature films in 4K and about 10 or 12 commercials in 4K. So we deliver them really in 4K. So once we build all of that experience, we have able to implement a lot of workflow improvements and some technological developments that help us really work in 4K now as if it's real time. And what is also very interesting, which I think everybody who works in this industry is going to be very happy to hear, is that with the arrival of the new Mac Pro, really we're able to have a little desktop kind of box sitting on our tables that is going to be able to do 4K work in real time. So that whole hurdle of how can we do 4K is now slowly moving away from us, and we can really start enjoying the benefits of higher resolution.
So going back to when you first started with 4K, what was the biggest challenge for you? Is it to do with the file size? Is it to do with the storage?
Sure.
Is this to start with?
So to start with, you have a file sizes, so that's definitely one thing, and that is directly associated with the storage, but not so much capacity of the storage, but speed of the storage. So today we can actually get a really fast storage at affordable prices, but back then, I mean, we had to invest something like 35,000, 40,000 pounds plus just to get a real-time playback in 4K. The next issue was the real-time processing. You see, there's no point of having a greater storage if you're not going to have a system that's going to be able to suck the data in and spit it out in 4K in real time and be able to do all the color effects and everything. We need to do it in real time. And for that, we're using NVIDIA graphic cards that are just improving. Every year you get a new model that's twice as fast and probably just a little bit more expensive or something like that. So for £1,000 or something like that, you replace the cards and improve performance of your system. So really, that was the progress. We had to wait for the hardware manufacturer to catch up, to go okay, we need more cores in our graphic cards. We need to make our hard drives faster, and the price has to come down so that people can afford it. So this was really just a little bit of a catch-up game, for the industry to kind of, give us systems that we can use. So today it's really also with the Thunderbolt storage and it's just much more user-friendly.
So once you've got all that and that's all moving nice, I suppose for you then you go back to the art, you go back to the
Correct.
The craft.
Correct. Because, you know, you have to remove yourself completely from this technical hurdle when you sit in front of the grading panel. The moment you start worrying about any technical issues or any playback or anything like that, the creativity just disappears. You know, I have to be the person that's going to, get into this world of the film I'm working on. I have to understand the story, feel what we're doing. And then also I have to be able to express myself. Now, this is the beauty of like working in 4K, is that, as if I would be a chef, I have a very good material to begin with. You know, I have a kind of good sauce.
Nice organic product.
You could say that, you know.
It's the quality of the produce.
So already the taste is there. You know, you don't have to work hard and, add too many things to it to create some good tasty dish.
Yes.
So, with the simplicity, you can actually achieve great results. And that's my approach. I try to be as little as visible as I can. I don't want people to look at an image and say it's a great grade. No, it's about great story. It's about what's happening, not about me being great colorist. So I try to stay as much in the background as I can. So being simple, being able to work with a good material is really important. So that's why I like 4K, because you kind of get to begin with the really, really good stuff. And then you don't have to do much to it, and images are just, beautiful.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the process of being a colorist? Because some people out there will go, oh yeah, the colorist, they just do the grade, or they do, I'm not really quite sure what it is. I kind of know what the director does. I know what the cinematographer, the cameraman does. But not a lot of people know exactly what goes on.
Like when I meet girls and I say I'm a colorist, they usually say it's to do with hair. Then I have to disappoint them and say, sorry, I'm not doing hair. They do that. So basically what colorists really do, look, there are actually two types of colorists in general, I would say. You have those technical guys that are coming from machine room, from editing side. They love their scopes, their RGB television, everything legal, straight looking, correct. And I have many colleagues that earn their pensions by working exactly like that, being technically very good and sound. On the other end, you have a group of colorists that are more approaching this from an artistic point of view. So imagine it's like a canvas, and you have to see what you can do with it. And that was always my approach. I never got attracted to it because it's technically demanding. I can manage it, but to me it was always about, understanding, what am I trying to say. So what Colorist really does is allows viewer to connect better with the story and enhance the emotional value of what we're trying to say. So let's say, for example, I see you like a shot of you, and you would be now in some social drama. You might have a drug issue or something like that. Let's say, I'm not saying you do.
You look at me immediately and say that I've got a drug issue.
No, okay, let's switch different story. Romantic comedy.
Thank you, yes.
Romantic comedy.
Yes.
So see, I would then try to make, you glow a little, give you a nice warm look. It's a lovely sunny day. I would give you a lovely contrast as well, so it feels like, image feels appealing. A little bit more fashion.
I like the sound of this.
You like that?
Yeah.
Maybe make your eyes a little bluer, pop a little bit, and and just maybe make reduce anything that is on the face that might distract from your natural handsomeness, and that would be basically the way how straight away we would be in a world of romantic comedy. Yes. Right? So that's my job, so I would be the one who would say, I understand that you can't really capture everything on the camera the way it is. I mean, you probably use Instagram every day, do you?
Yeah.
So, this is why we exist. Now, what we probably developed through the years is a better understanding of what we need to do with that image to connect with the story in the right way. And also follow the styles, understand the looks, understand what audience, and so on. So this is really what Colorist does. This is the truth.
I could sit here all day and talk to you about how you make me look good in a romantic comedy, but unfortunately, we have run out of time.
No,
it's been
thank
fantastic.
You.